So in this episode, we're going to be looking at some science, and it says here, can the direction of light change? So here we go. Hi, boys and girls. At the end of today's lesson, you will be able to investigate the interaction of light with mirrors and investigate some effects of reflection in everyday life. Complete at least 4 of the activities at the 8 learning centers. Light rays travel in straight lines. So this is one of those basic facts that we must know. Have you ever thought of what happens when light rays come in contact with different surfaces? These surfaces may be smooth and shiny, while others may be rough and dull. So, for example, smooth and shiny could be like a mirror, okay, and rough and dull could be like a wall, okay. Uh, do you believe that these surfaces will reflect light in the same way? I guess if the properties are different, then the reflections would be different. As light travels, it may come in contact with a shiny and smooth surface. This surface may not be transparent for light to pass through, and so light rays are reflected. That is, they bounce off the shiny and smooth surface of the object and is very sharp and clear. Okay. Second, the surface may not be translucent to allow some light to pass through, while it scatters some in all directions. So some light goes through with translucent things, and then some is scattered. The light is not able to pass through the surface of the object, then it will be reflected. This type of surface is called a reflective surface. So if light is not able to pass through the surface of the object, then it will be reflected, and this is a reflective surface. So here's our engage. Collect objects with different surfaces and sort them into groups: smooth and shiny and rough and dull. Okay, so some categorization taking place there. Let's explore. Carry out the following activities. Here are some materials you will need: a flashlight, smooth and shiny mirror, roll of toilet paper, paper towel, or aluminum foil. Here's the method. Darken a room, and I'd really like somebody to do this and send a link to a video so we can look at it. Darken a room. Have a friend or somebody or another student hold a mirror at the back of the room. Stand before the mirror and move to the right of the mirror while your classmate stands to the left of the same mirror. Now shine a light through a paper roll to the mirror that is being held by the classmate. Now observe what happens to the light ray as it hits the mirror. Did you see a patch of light? Did the ray change direction? Where did it go? Continue to move as you try to get the ray to reflect from the mirror to your classmate on the opposite side. You will see a patch of light. Get it on your classmate. Now, explain. Explain to your classmates why the direction of light changed. Your explanation should include: the amount of light that bounces off an object depends on the type of surfaces. So again, with the properties of the surface will determine the amount of reflection that takes place. Okay. Shiny surfaces reflect most of the light rays, while rough surfaces absorb most of the light rays. Uneven rough surfaces scatter light rays in many directions because the surface or the surfaces may have waves or tiny bumps. So even a sheet of paper under a microscope, it appears smooth to us, but will have many tiny bumps on it. On the other hand, smooth or shiny surfaces such as glass and water are very good reflectors. Now when they say water, the water must be what? Still. Extend. Access the internet and find information on the amount of light rays that are reflected by smooth and shiny surfaces, or rough and dull surfaces. As you look in calm water, as we said, light is reflected. For example, off a parrot to the water and then back to your eye. Okay, off a parrot to the water, then back to your eye. This allows you to see the image of the parrot in the water. Okay, now I understand what they're saying. So you have a parrot there or near to the water, and the light bounces from the parrot or any object onto the water and then is reflected to you. Discuss with your classmate what happens if the water were stormy and wavy. So the surface now would become uneven, and that would change the way the reflection takes place, if at all. Complete at least 4 of the 8 activities at the learning centers. Here's a word link. The Faye Ellington Center. Make a list of 5 objects that are shiny and smooth and 5 that are dull and rough. The self-link from the Dr. Agri Irons Center. Make a journal entry expressing your view on the types of surfaces in your environment. Remember, your environment is around you. Let's go. And how they affect the direction of light. Picture link, Edna Manley Center. Download images showing reflections from a shiny and smooth surface and then a dull and rough surface. Body link from the Rex Nettleford Center. Carry out activities for experiment 2. Here are the materials that you will need: flashlight, wall, roll from toilet paper, paper towel, or aluminum foil. So here's the method now. Shine the same flashlight through the same toilet paper roll onto the wall. Observe what happens to the light rays that hit the wall and record your observations. And are the results the same as for experiment 1? So remember, in the first experiment, you were shining it onto like a mirror, but now you're shining it onto the wall. So that's a difference there. Number link, Albert Einstein Center. Name the angle formed from the reflected light. Okay, so this is a little math link there as well. Is the angle acute? Would it be obtuse? Would it be reflex? So those angles there come to mind quite quickly. Social link. So Mary Seacole Center. Take a photo of the activities and upload them to WhatsApp and share them with your classmates. Again, you could share a link to those in the description below. And finally, the nature link, the Diane Macaulay Center. Find out and name some of the mineral that is used at the back of a glass to make a mirror. And they have a wonderful process here. This is something that was in one of our grade 6 books as well, showing you how they can use some special material to make regular transparent glass into a mirror. All right, so let's review what we did in this episode. In this episode, we were able to look at the big question here: can light change direction? So can the direction of light change? This is something that we can review. All right. Looking forward to seeing those links in the description below.